Broadcasting live from the Iltv studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Everybody know by now that I am a Justice of the Peace. I'm also a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. And of course, that is very powerful. Today happens to be Wednesday, the 29th day of May, 2024. The Parliament of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas met, and the minister responsible for finance, as we all are aware, is Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, who introduced the budget. And of course, from what I'm hearing, the Prime Minister perhaps has prophesied that either there will be rain in the nation or there will be glorious rain coming from the budget. So this is powerful. The Bahamas Christian Council, this is an organization of those men who proclaim Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, men who are saved and sanctified. They held an election today, and I am advised that there has been at least 3, perhaps 4 outstanding results. So we're going to look at who is the president of the Bahamas Christian Council. And I may criticize one of the candidates because last night, one of the candidates may have committed a sin. And while all of us have sinned, perhaps certain pastors should pray and reflect over small matters. Other than that, people may say what they did was terrible. So we're going to look at it. And perhaps I'm not the only person who suspected that that other bishop may have sinned. It isn't a sin that would put him in hell. It is a sin that is easily forgiven. But it's a sin, and no sin, even if it is as big as a mustard seed, cannot enter. Rodney Roll is my spiritual advisor.
You better believe it, Senator.
I want us to pray for the spiritual advisor because the forces of evil, even in the church, is pursuing him. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. It's a wonderful day in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and notwithstanding all the many problems that exist, we must give thanks that God is on the throne. To my dear friend Nora Cooper, I know you are watching. This is powerful. I will now invite Bradley Roll, my spiritual advisor, to start the day off properly. Bradley, behold the Bahamian people.
Yes, thank you so much. Great to be here. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to the passage that we read a few weeks ago, the qualifications of the elder, pastor, bishop, or overseer. We're going to go to 1 Timothy chapter 3, 1 through 7. If you have a red Bible, you would find this in your red Bible. Because apparently it seems that there are a lot of folks who don't have a red Bible. And as a result of that, they miss these very important instructions from the Word of God. Paul's charge to Timothy, qualifications for overseer and deacons, but the overseer, he's going to list the qualifications of the overseer. The overseer is, of course, the bishop, because the overseer and bishop comes from the same Greek word. And of course, the overseer, bishop, pastor, elder are all one and the same office. It refers to the same person. If you want to sit in this office, here's what the scripture says. Here's a trustworthy saying. Whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. Straight up, it's a noble task. Now the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. What really astonishes me and baffles me is how a lot of these so-called pastors are so greedy for money. And the scripture says that this is something you should not be, this is a qualification that you need to have. You must not be a person who's greedy for money. He must be able, he must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him. And he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage his own family, then how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. He must also have a good reputation. Watch this now. He must also have a good reputation with outsiders. These people outside the church, you know, so that he will not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap. Listen, there's so many of you fellas who believe or who call to be pastors, or who say you're pastors. Y'all are disgrace to Christianity, the way y'all behave. Y'all are the disgrace. The scripture says, if you aspire to this office, you can't be a person greedy for money. All right? That's what the scripture says. This is the word of God. Man, listen, some of you fellas got to shape up, man. You got to shape up. If you don't have these qualifications here, why you want to serve? And not only that, why people appoint men who don't fit these qualifications? All right? Verse number 7 says he must also have a good reputation with outsiders. So your reputation not only has to be good inside the church, you know, it got to be good outside the church as well. So do not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap. Read it for yourself. And you people who are so naive and gullible, when y'all go to these various churches and these fellas stand up in front of y'all know these fellas ain't right. Pull the book on them. Show them what the book say. And if they're not willing to adhere to the book, they should step down. 1 Timothy chapter 3, 1 through 7. Santa, we're going to be breaking a story in a few days, a very disturbing story about a greedy pastor who has been preying on an old woman. Oh, Lord.
Well, my spiritual advisor, when
Wow.
praying with an old woman is sinful,
I'm not talking about P-R-A-Y-I-N-G, you know. This pastor's been praying P-R-E-Y-I-N-G.
it's not the same?
No, it's not the same. When something is a pray, it's like you sneaking up after it to grab it and take control of it. It's a pray. He should be kneeling down and praying with the old woman, but he's praying on her.
Really?
Boy, these some dangerous fellas, man. You know, a friend of mine once told me.
Could they not have then invited a bishop to pray on her?
But he is a bishop.
Oh, Jesus.
He is the pastor. He's the overseer.
He's the bishop?
Yes, these words refer to the same, and that's the mistake a lot of people don't see. When you don't study the Bible carefully, you end up in error. The bishop, the overseer, the pastor, the elder is the same person. It's the same office. I can show you scriptures that show you the same
Now,
qualifications for the same man.
If he is praying...
Now, which one? Because these fellows don't only pray with you, they pray on you.
We're talking about praying which is wicked, which is sinful.
But pray, that spell that pray.
That would be P-R-E...
E-Y.
Yeah.
A lot of these fellows
Yeah.
pray on people when they should be praying for them. P-R-A-Y-I-N-G.
If he's praying on this woman, how old is the woman?
This woman is 84.
And
Jesus,
how-
you don't know better than
And
that.
how young is the bishop?
I would not disclose his age, but he's
Take
younger.
a guess. Are
He's-
they in set?
No, he's at least 25 years or so younger.
Okay. This is powerful.
Why would you want to be praying on an
Well, my
old
spiritual
woman?
advisor,
Why would you take advantage of an old woman?
let's
who you
hold
know.
on for the time being.
Listen, we got to break it. Listen, we got a very,
and-
very interesting
and-
breaking story.
and we
in a
will
couple of
see-
days, it's going to come.
And we will see if Bishop prays...
Quite frankly, I don't think he's safe. I could guarantee you that.
Well, before you can come to that conclusion, on this show, and I say this to you with the greatest respect and humility, there's only one person who's qualified to declare a bishop unsaved, and that is me. You will produce the evidence. Then when I would have heard the evidence, I would say, well, yeah, he's saved.
Yeah.
Or no, he is
But
not
you know
saved.
who determines who's
Or-
saved or not, right?
Just hold on a second. Or he's half saved.
But you can't be half saved. You can't be three-quarter saved. You
Okay.
got to be all the way saved. And the only way you can be saved is through Jesus Christ and the gospel.
Oh, hallelujah.
And if you
But
obey the
certainly
gospel,
isn't Bishop a servant of our
nah,
Lord?
this fella ain't saved at all. I could
Really?
guarantee. Nah.
Anyway.
nah.
We will look at that.
This fella is not saved.
This is
I
powerful.
feel sorry for him.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Well, folks,
we'll leave it like that.
apparently today, the Bahamas Christian Council held an election of officers, and there have been a number of outstanding bishops in the various denominations who participated in this election for the office of president. Among the persons who sought high office has been Bishop Philip McPhee, Bishop Carrington Pinder, and Bishop Delton Fernanda. We are advised by the other saints who were present and counted the ballots that Bishop Philip McPhee, though he campaigned very, very hard, he got 16% of the votes. We have also been advised that Bishop Carrington Pinder, another holy man, he did much better than Philip McPhee. It is reported that he got 30% of the saints who voted in today's election, and returning to the high office of president of the Bahamas Christian Council is Bishop Delton Fernanda, and we are advised that Bishop Delton Fernanda received 54% of all the saved people who would have voted at today's election. So Bishop Delton Fernanda has been returned as president of the Bahamas Christian Council. So this is indeed very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. The campaign for the office of president of the Bahamas Christian Council had the potential to become very, very controversial. And I want to say to people who are seeking high office, in other words, who are seeking high office, and I would best be able to describe it as holy office, office in a church or a Christian institution, must walk circumspectly. Last night, there was a powerful religious meeting, a powerful religious gathering that took place. And there were many saints who were very, very upset as they sat in the congregation of the Most High God and observed how a bishop did not use good judgment in permitting a pastor who's currently on bail, who's currently reporting to the police what they permit him to do with a state official. I want bishops to know your members. I might be innocent of a crime that I'm accused of, but depending on the nature of that crime, it is best that I go to the background until such time as the court declare that I am innocent and my reputation is intact. But for the church to know that pastor is accused of a serious crime and that there has been a compromise, most sinners who are required to report to the police are allowed to do it on weekdays. But this pastor, they permit him to report every Sunday because it is felt that since he appears to be addicted to the church, the police would be able to keep an eye on him on a blessed Sunday. I am not going to criticize Philip McPhee any further, but I want Bishop Philip McPhee to use better judgment, and I want Philip McPhee, when the state official shows up, he must make sure that any saint, any alleged saint of the church must not escort that official until such time as the court has acquitted him of the charges and or the prosecution has withdrawn those charges. So I was very happy, I hate to say it, when I learned that Philip McPhee lost. I concluded that it was the sin that he committed when he did not utilize the sanctity of that holy gathering correctly last night, and he allowed a man who savedness is under judicial investigation. I'll leave that like that for now, and I would hope that Bishop McPhee will never commit that sin again. And this is powerful at a time when my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is very, very concerned about men of God. My spiritual advisor.
Is that Philip McPhee?
I would want to think
Okay.
that's Philip McPhee, who had.
So it's the Baptist Missionary Convention then, not the Christian Council. Is that what it is?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because you know what?
The Negro media tell me
He said
it's the.
yeah, it's the Bahamas Baptist Missionary Convention. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
Thank you.
I was hired to do some work by Philip McPhee,
Okay.
and I did some work for him, and I did do this work on Blue Road, where they're having this missionary. What is it? They're having this Baptist Missionary Convention. I think they say it's by a huge building that has Pop's and that name on it. Is that the place? Rolling Summit name is on the plaque in the front of the building.
You're talking about McPhee Church.
Yeah. What's the name of that church?
That is oh boy, what is Philip McPhee Church? I don't remember the name.
There's someplace on Blue Road.
Yeah.
It's a very huge three-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's where they're having the missionary convention. So what did Philip McPhee do, man? You can't, don't curse him out now because he ain't pay me yet.
Yeah, I think you are correct, eh? It is the Bahamas National Baptist
Convention. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. So you are
Don't curse him out yet, okay?
correct.
They wait till he pay me, and then
Yeah. So right?
okay, great. That's what it is.
Okay. So Delton Fernanda has been
Yes, it's the Bahamas National Baptist Missionary and Educational Convention.
right.
So Delton
And they
Fernanda is
had
the president.
they had the meeting last night, the gathering.
Yes, yeah, there was. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was last night that Philip McPhee made a terrible mistake as the presiding elder. This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Rodney Roll is my spiritual advisor. Nora Cooper, you are on my mind. Hold on. I'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and I want to thank the pastor who sent me a voice note reminding me of the correct name of Bishop Philip McPhee's church, which is Mount Calvary Baptist Church, which is located at Blue Hill Road and Laird Street. And as the spiritual advisor pointed out, he was correct. It was not the Bahamas Christian Council's election, but the Bahamas, go ahead, Baptist.
I can tell you right now. So
Bahamas National Baptist Convention.
Yeah.
And of course, he is correct that Sir Roland Simonet's name is on the cornerstone of the church. Bishop Philip McPhee, his late father was the founding bishop of that church, and he was a big time UBP and a great supporter of the late Sir Roland Simonet, the country's first Negro premier, and the father of Brent Simonet. And Sir Roland did help either to finance the construction or the building of the church, and so they paid him homage. So I just wanted to point that out and thank the pastor who quietly reminded me of the name. Well, let me have the pay bills, and I'm going to invite my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, to read an ad or two.
Money Max. Let's do with Money Max. Everybody needs to send money always. Send money internationally and locally through Western Union using the Money Max app. Download the Money Max app today and send cash instantly to a family member or friend, anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max. Live your Max life.
And this, of course, is very powerful indeed. So, you know.
Let's do Western Air. Western Air. Western Air. Fort Lauderdale, Western Air Bahamas. Fly in comfort this summer with Western Air and enjoy direct flights to Fort Lauderdale. Book now at westernairbahams.com. Experience top-notch service. Western Air, your journey starts here. Western Air. Dreaming of an island escape? Western Air makes it easy to fly with us to North Lutra on our daily non-stop flights. Enjoy the convenience of affordable fares, top-notch service, reliable schedules. Whether you're planning a family vacation or quick getaway, Western Air has you covered. Book your tickets today at westernairbahams.com and experience the island adventure you've been waiting for. Western Air, your journey starts here.
And of course, this is powerful. And so as we look for ads, I want to draw to the attention of members of the public that today the House of Assembly met. The minister responsible for finance, as we all are aware, is the leader of the governing Progressive Liberal Party, Prime Minister Philip Davis. And Mr. Davis has introduced the budget. We are not yet in a position to discuss it as skillfully as we would like to discuss it. So I suspect that perhaps when Eyewitness News would have analyzed it, they will share their analysis with me for further education. But we were told that it was a very good budget. And of course, the opposition, Free National Movement, we are advised, was very critical about it. There were certain things that the FNM said that they expected, but they didn't get it. But we are told that it's a good budget. And from the little we heard, the budget debate descended into whether or not there would be blessings of rain, if I understand it correctly. So that is going to be exciting. And I thought I'll tell you that. Do you have your ad now, my spiritual advisor?
Yes, SHSS Electrical. Nobody has better prices on electrical supplies than SHSS Electrical. Whether it's Square D products, switches, combos, breakers, breaker panels, electrical wires, and meter cans, you'll find everything you need at SHSS Electrical. Dial us at 605-7777. That's 605-7777. Or visit us on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. SHSS Electrical. You can also pick up ceiling fans and outdoor floodlights. So that's SHSS Electrical, located in the former Minute Muffler building on Mackey Street.
This is powerful. Yeah. So
All
this
right.
is great.
Okay.
There's one more, you know.
There's another one?
Yeah, find it and let's get rid of it for the
Mini
time
Max,
being.
SHS.
Yeah.
What's the... No, there's no more, right? That's it.
That's
Chandler.
it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is great. Let's look at some of the other things that are taking place in the country. Would you believe that Eyewitness News has sent me some notes? I find it very exciting, and I want to thank them for sending me some of these notes, but I think I will still wait for tomorrow, okay? So I thought we'll talk about it. Well, for the people who lives in a part of Centerville, which is called Mason Addition, and for many people who are involved in the tourism industry, take for instance, there are cab drivers and tour car operators who on a daily basis come in contact with tourists who wants to go out, who wants to go on a tour. And there are times when it becomes a challenge to find a historic place to take the tourists down. And if you're not a cab driver who's been trained by Romeo Farrington, most of you ought to know Mr. Romeo Farrington. He's a senior man in the tourism business. He's a tour car operator. He is a stalwart in the governing Progressive Liberal Party. He's also a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church, and Romeo is perhaps one of the best historians that I know, particularly in the taxi and tourism business. So you would have to be creative. Now, in more recent time, you would recall that Fort Finn Castle has been in a terrible state of dilapidation. The elevator that would have taken one up to the water tower has not worked in many, many years. And from time to time, there's been a variety of problems. And we do know that under the administration, there had been talks of giving a contract to some distinguished business people who would have taken over the fort and renovate the fort, and particularly Fort Finn Castle and the 66 steps. And of course, that was not to be done. For whatever reason, Minister did not do it. And so there were many talks about it. But today I see what appears to be an announcement that there could possibly have been an agreement. So let's look at it, because I'm being advised that the intention is to invest about $3 million in this touristic historic area. Now, I don't know if they mean in addition to Fort Finn Castle, all the forts, because we have quite a number of forts here on the island of New Providence. You know, there's Fort Charlotte, which was built by Governor, who built Fort Charlotte? Lord John Dunmore. He was the Earl of Dunmore and the governor of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I think that's his name. And around about 1789, he built Fort Charlotte, and then perhaps Fort Finn Castle. And then, you know, we have Fort Montague. And then if you pass Fort Montague, going into an area out east, you remember they got one fort someplace in the back of the bush there. So there have been a number of forts, but we have not been taking good care of it. But in fairness, in the 80s, when the late Clement Maynard was the Minister of Tourism, he conducted a major restoration, and I specifically remember that his focus was on Fort Charlotte, trying to restore it, trying to save it. So, but beyond that, we have not done a wonderful job. And so there are many times when you take the tourists to Fort Fincastle, for instance, they can't go on the water tower because the elevator has not worked. I don't know if a part of it was due to the fact that there was a prominent citizen in 1988 who had jumped from the water tower and had died, whether or not that became a taboo. And so I don't recall anybody going up there since 1988. I might be wrong, but there is this announcement that there is going to be something happening there. So let's look at it for what it's worth. Let's see. Yeah, what are they saying? Goodness me. Yes, let's see. Restoration contract for Fort Fincastle. Now my iPad is on the run. It's acting up. So let it, okay, it appears to have stopped now. So there is this restoration contract. Restoration contract, yeah. Is it restoration? The word is renovation. You know, I can't see too well. Renovation contract for historic Fort Charlotte. Nope. Renovation contract for historic Fort Fincastle water tower sign. So historic 126 feet Fort Fincastle water tower will be renovated for $3 million after being inoperable for 22 solid years. The Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, in collaboration with Antiquities, Monuments and Museum Corporation, are launching restoration efforts to preserve the landmark. The project is expected to be completed within 8 months. The tower stands at 216 feet above sea level, making it the highest point in New Providence of historical importance. It functioned as Nassau's water supply until 1970. So it's a great announcement, but it's a negative reflection on Dr. Hubert Minnis, because during his administration, there was some wonderful business people, some wonderful entrepreneurs who had come together, and from what I understood, they had been able to secure the financing, but we might as well blame it on Minnis. It did not happen. But Philip Brave Davis, he's showing that he's more competent. His administration is showing that they value the historic importance of these historical landmarks, which Her Majesty, the late Queen of England, gave to every citizen of the Bahamas. See, we, the Negro people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are different. You see, while there are many people of African descent who did not get restoration, we got it. You take it from me. We got it. And I can prove it. And the evidence that we got our restoration are the historic landmarks all over the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And it is the million of acres of crown land that the Queen, by the grace of God, all right, granted to us on independence. So I thought I'll tell it to you because I hate political revisionism. I hate people giving us misinformation. So I think it's great. And we have to see more improvement in these historic landmarks. And there's money to be made. Because if you were to travel outside of the Bahamas and you went on a tour, you would want to go to places that have historic landmarks and a story that can be told. So when a person of African descent take the tourists on a walk along the 66 steps and tell the tourists that area was carved by African slave, what a powerful story of slavery and emancipation. My spiritual advisor, any comments?
Interesting. No comments, Elder. Very interesting, though.
Yeah. So this is what is going on, and it's good for tourism because you cannot have a tourist market and there's no place to go. There's nothing for the tourists to do. You can't. It don't make sense. So the country needs creativity. We need people who have a cultural bone in their bones. And that is what is missing. That is what is needed. So I think it's a great day. And look what it will do for the former FNM woman Speaker of the Honorable House of Assembly, Room Italia Johnson. You remember Italia Johnson? She was an FNM parliamentarian and the first female to become Speaker of the Honorable House of Assembly since 1729, when we established a parliamentary democracy. Well, right on the top of the hill, less than 15 to 20 feet from the water tower, is where Italia has had, some years ago, a nice tourist shack where she sold tourism goods, just as you had to pass her to get to the water tower, to get to the top. And then, of course, there were scores of other females who sold tourism items. Well, look what it will do for Italia and her business. Look what it would do. And it has nothing to do with saying, hey, Italia is an FNM, so we're not going to do that. Don't mind, Italia is an FNM. She's not a real FNM because when she born, her father, the late Oscar Nathaniel Johnson Sr., was PLP and all the way, all right? But you know, he followed with Finland, so that's what happened there. I thought I'd tell that to you for what it is worth. Yeah, okay. Is this a bishop who's calling me? Now, bishops, I don't want no bishop to call me because I'm not in the position, I don't want to attack no bishops, okay? I don't want to attack no bishop. Goodness me. Yeah. So I thought I'll tell that to you for what it is worth. So what do you have on your mind, my spiritual advisor?
Well, so, nothing in particular, but I think, haven't they started the budget debate?
Yes, the Prime Minister presented the budget. I think I'd be in a better position tomorrow to talk about it.
But I think they do have, Mr. Producer, there are 12 highlights that we can look at, can we? Sorry? Okay, great. So let's look at them. And let's see WIFM. WITFM Center.
Hmm?
WIIFM.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No.
What's in it for me?
Okay.
So the top 12 highlights from the Davis administration 2024-2025 budget. Let's see. Let's go. Number one, they plan to. There are no new taxes. Commitment to lowering the tax burden for ordinary Bahamians. What is this? Okay, no new taxes. Okay, so commitment to lowering the tax burden for ordinary Bahamians with no new taxes. All right, that's number one. Number two, duty-free benefits. So significant items including fire extinguishers, drones, CMOS, now duty-free to support public and environmental health. So it's going to be a foreign direct investment, enhanced revenue for streamlined immigration fees, and the introduction of the Trusted Traveler Program. Economic permanent residency. So to increase investment required for residency, you need to have a $1 million investment, diversifying options to include real estate or zero coupon bonds. And improving VAT collection, so new administrative measures to address unperformance in VAT or real estate transactions. Passport delivery service, so a new service for Korean passports directed to Bahamians living abroad. So it's an enhancing convenience. All right, that's interesting. Number 7, look at support for Bahamian artists. Continued duty-free importation of supplies and new intellectual property legislation to protect local creatives. Number 8, immigration fee adjustments. So new fees for expedited processing and visitor stay extensions to cover operational costs. Number 9, amnesty for unstamped documents. So temporary amnesty allowing documents to be stamped at historical values to facilitate property transactions. Restriction on trust transfers. So new rules to ensure all Iltv transfers are to natural persons, enhancing transparency. Number 11, business environment improvement. So VAT exemption for individual investors in real estate trusts and increase in customs processing fees for high value entries. And then number 12, introduction of international business income tax. So new tax on large multinationals to ensure they contribute equitably to the local economy effective January 2024. Well, why don't they take the VAT off bread basket items anyhow? They're going to be cracking down on unlicensed vehicles. New amendments to the Road Traffic Act would now allow police officers to impound unlicensed or uninsured vehicles driven by persons who do not possess a valid driver's license. So there are quite a bit of things that is being introduced in the budget. Digital camera parts will now be duty-free. Duty on cotton sheets, bed linen, cotton bed linen will be reduced. Duty on composite rebar or plastic will be reduced. Duty on combustible bags will be reduced. Duty on paper bags will be reduced to encourage the use of eco-friendly packaging items. The environmental levy on kayaks will be reduced. All right, so there you go.
Take me to 9 and 10. What 9 and 10 offers us?
Combating unregulated communities.
You have to say the number. Don't just so that it be clear.
Hold on. That's something different. That's something. What did we show? The blue one. What's with the orange ones? Okay, so 9 and 10. Okay, so 9 and 10 says amnesty for unstamped documents.
What do they mean by that?
There's going to be a temporary amnesty allowing documents to be stamped at historical values to facilitate property transactions. This is interesting.
But what do they mean by that?
That's interesting, Sandra. I don't know. Amnesty for unstamped documents. So they're going to give you a time.
Amnesty for unstamped documents. Does that mean that one will not have to pay any stamp duties?
I don't see that.
Well, you know what the word amnesty means?
Yeah.
You better go research it.
There's a period.
This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Rodney Roll is my spiritual advisor. We'll return in a few minutes. I want to look at 9 and 10. Amnesty for unstamped documents. I'm suspicious. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. You will recall that when it came to the budget, I told you that Eyewitness News had sent me some information, but I was not prepared. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Rule, however, he was prepared. And in the course of announcing certain positive provisions that the government will offer, there were two things he said that hit my curiosity. And I'm going to ask him to repeat 9 again so that I may be critical of this decision by the government. Go ahead.
Number 9 says there's going to be an amnesty for unstamped documents. But it's temporary. It's going to be a temporary amnesty allowing documents to be stamped at historical values to facilitate property transactions.
The Prime Minister must provide the country with further information as to the meaning of this temporary stamping of historic documents. Is the Prime Minister referring to a group of wealthy people who purchased land and they were hiding their purchase, and the companies that they bought from also hid it, and they did not pay stamp taxes, and therefore the documents were not recorded? I am going to argue it is unfair for those wealthy people. Watch out for me. Watch out for me, because I'm well connected and I have an abundance of advice, an advisor. And so when I listened to him, I said to myself, what is this? How many historic documents? There are thousands of them. How do I know? I've done title search. There are people in our midst, there are people who are visitors who have purchased hundreds of acres of land in Grand Bahama and Exuma. But they hid it from the United States government, and they also hid it from the Bahamas government. But the organization that they purchased from kept a good record. I do not think that they should be allowed to get away. That benefit should be given to Bahamians, poor Bahamians who were confronted with stamp taxes that they could not afford to pay, and therefore were unable to lodge their documents for record. And you will see that in more modern time, your ma could leave you a piece of land. But if she has an outstanding bill with the treasurer, with the real estate, the Bahamas tax, what we call it, when you owe real property tax, what is the proper name for that? With real property tax, in modern times, you cannot be a beneficiary of a piece of land that your ma leave for you unless you pay all of her real property tax. Then, once you satisfy them, Inland Revenue will then allow you to stamp your conveyance for the purpose of recording. Now, this is a matter that Bahamians should study, and to make sure that the PLP is not attempting to facilitate Grand Bahama Port Authority and them people in Exuma, because I'm very disturbed by that. I can't row too loud because I'm not well, okay? So I realize that. But I find it very, very disturbing. You will note, take it from me, nobody in the Parliament, nobody in the FNM has picked up on that. Take that from me. I would hope now that they, having heard my alarm, they would ask the government for further and better particulars from the explanation. What is this temporary benefit? Repeat that for me properly. 9. Let me quote it correctly, my spiritual advisor.
All right, here we go. Number 9 says the amnesty of unstamped documents. So it's like a pardon.
An amnesty, right? For unstamped documents. Does it mean that you will not pay the market stamp tax or real property taxes? Or are they going to reduce it?
That's an interesting question.
Does it mean that? When you take into consideration that Inland Revenue has been threatening hundreds of Bahamians with either paying the real property tax or run the risk of their properties being auctioned. I got a relative who wouldn't leave me alone. Every other day I'm being called and they tell me what Inland Revenue is saying. So the point that I make is we need to know who this particular amendment will fundamentally benefit, because the government of the Bahamas need all taxes, all revenue that they can collect. It cannot be for special interest. If this is to be beneficial, it has to be for Bahamians. That's who it should be for. Bahamians who have acquired land, Bahamians who have inherited land, and in more recent years, Inland Revenue say, boy, yeah, your mom may believe that for you, but you can't record the deed of assent, the assenting conveyance, unless you pay the stamp tax or the real property tax. The real property tax. If you don't pay that, we're not going to approve it. And when you go to the Registrar General's department to lodge your conveyance for record, if they don't see where Inland Revenue stamped it prior to your arrival, approving for you to have that lodged for record, it will never be lodged for record. And there are many Bahamians in more recent time who have inherited from fathers, mothers, all sorts of people, and they can't lodge their documents for record because of the outstanding real property tax. Now, many years ago, you were able to lodge your document for record. What happened is that the tax followed you, but they now say, the tax follow you, but we ain't allow you to record it. So in the process, that creates a lot of difficulty for people who either loses the assenting conveyance, loses the deed of assent, and in their frustration may never be in a position again to get the executor, the administrator to convey to them. And they loses out. There's nobody who talks about these things, but I'm quite aware of it because notwithstanding that I am sick, I'm still leader of the people. And ain't nobody could say anything. No mind you see me sitting down here. Watch out for me. All right? But I'm going to relax. And my spiritual advisor, I'm happy that you have read that. Now that was 9. What is 10?
We got some birthdays if you want to listen.
It's 5 o'clock?
Yeah, man.
Give me 10 and then we'll do birthdays.
Okay. So let's do this quickly.
Yeah.
You can put up number 10 for me, please, Mr. Producer. And let me pull up the phone number, please, quickly. Okay, number 10 says restrictions on trust transfers.
Okay. We can deal with that afterward. Go ahead, deal with the birthday, and I thank you.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. We got a short birthday list today. Maury Jack is celebrating birthday. Happy birthday to the beautiful Maury Jack, coming from your family and all those who love you. Happy birthday to you. All the best. Enjoy your birthday, Maury Jack. And then Denise Hanna is celebrating the birthday today. It's coming from Anastasia, and family and friends and many others. Blessings to you. Happy birthday, and we hope you live to enjoy many more. So it's a very short birthday list today, Sandra. No, that's it. What do you have?
Well, I have no birthdays other than to join my spiritual advisor in extending happy birthdays to each of you and anyone who's celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. If it's an anniversary, happy anniversary.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we now look at 10 for
10.
a second?
Okay, 10 says the restriction of trust transfers. Okay, the restricting trust transfers. So new rules ensure all Iltv transfers are to natural persons, enhancing transparency. So what do you mean by that?
Well, apparently, as opposed to giving it to a corporate entity, perhaps, as opposed to giving it to a company or some form of organization. But once again, it calls for investigation. How
Okay.
it sound? Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Okay, well, I thank you for that. But when I ask you about 9, I want to
Caught your
explore.
attention.
Yeah, and I'd like to get some more information on what is this temporary
Amnesty.
okay? Yeah.
Because amnesty is a pardon, which means you don't have to do certain things, you know?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
You know?
Well, you would recall that during the reign of Hubert Minnis and the FNM, there were a number of citizens who were closely associated with the then opposition Progressive Liberal Party, who's now currently the government. And you will recall that a female out of Grand Bahama, who happened to have been the deputy chairman of Urban Renewal, she had been arrested and she was charged. So we have not heard anything about Sister Reckley. Do you remember Miss Reckley? Mr. Producer, I think you have a photograph of her wearing a yellow dress. New trial date set for Reckley and others. Well, let's see if we have, yeah. Do we have it? She is, if I'm reading correctly, she's expected to give, wait a minute now. Well, what something seems to be missing in this judgment. I don't want to be in contempt, but it goes like, he's expected to give a ruling on an application by Muriel Ducil, KC, aimed at stopping the trial in June. The trial is set for January 6, 2025. Reckley is accused. It looks like some of my notes may have been arrested, or should I say, may have been left out. But this is the matter involving, what is the name of Miss Reckley? I even don't see her name other than Reckley in my notes.
Is it Michelle Reckley?
Michelle Reckley, thank you. But it appears to me, based on my notes, that something has been left out because I'm unable to tell you who is he. And it appears that Mr. Muriel Ducil, he is one of the King's Council and who represented Michelle Reckley and a number of Negro people, principally out of Grand Bahama, perhaps one or two here on the island of New Providence. You would recall that there were allegations of plenty money being missing from Urban Renewal in Grand Bahama, and the FNM paraded them here. It was disgusting because these things happened so long ago, but I believe that one of the females that were paraded here, they brought her down to Nassau in her nightgown. Well, she was PLP, so they didn't give a penny about the fact that she was a female, and they were not concerned about human rights. and the women's branch of the FNM, they didn't speak out for her, because this was not the kind of woman that they would normally speak out for. So I'm going to leave this for today and deal with it tomorrow, because I'm not pleased with the fact that there seems to be a couple of key paragraphs or page that is missing. But it's Michelle Reckley, and so we'll want to talk about that, because Ducil thinks that this matter should come to an end. And then, of course, the PLP, they have supported, or they have allowed a law that the FNM brought into place, creating what they call a director of public prosecution. And they claim it is independent of the Attorney General, even though the Constitution gave the Attorney General certain authority. So it appears nobody could say to the acting director of prosecution, listen, drop these charges against Michelle Reckley, something that should happen, because we in the FNM, that's us, we did abuse them, but tomorrow would be better to deal with it. Well, since I'm talking about FNM, I might as well talk about Dr. Hubert Minnis. The media is reporting that Hubert Minnis had spoke elsewhere, and he told his listening audience that he was the key to uniting the FNM, uniting the opposition, and that he needs another chance. So, I'm here to counter his argument as an FNM who voted PLP, and I'm also here to take an unusual position. And the unusual position is, I'm aware that there have been hundreds of us FNM who voted PLP. I'm aware that there have been thousands of us FNM who accepted Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis as our leader. I'm aware of that. And so I want to take a bold initiative with the Prime Minister and ask him to release the FNMs who supported him and allow us to show up on Saturday to vote Minnis out. Because you see, elections being secret, I'm perhaps the most famous FNM that everybody knows voted PLP. But hundreds, perhaps thousands of FNM, they just quietly went into the ballot box and voted PLP. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I'm among the few FNM that everybody knows voted PLP. But there have been hundreds, perhaps thousands of FNM who quietly went to the poll, kept their mouth quiet, and they looked for the crab. And the crab is an animal that you can easily identify, and they voted PLP. And they support Philip Davis. And I need the Prime Minister, however he does it, either send out a coded message, a signal, something, so that those FNMs who supports his leadership can show up and rescue the FNM from Hubert Minnis. Because Minnis has no credibility, and he cannot bring unity to the party. Hubert Ingram is still embarrassed over something that Minnis did, and I'll show it to you. And Mr. Producer, will you produce exhibit CLINIC? You will see exhibit clinic. When Minnis was Minister of Health under Hubert Ingram, he demonstrated a corrupt process that, notwithstanding that he had gotten this contract originally from the PLP. That's who he got it from. Mr. Ingram told him when he named him as the health minister to divest himself of the contract from the Ministry of Health. But Hubert Minnis remained greedy, disobedient, and as Minister of Health, he kept the contract. And I've forgotten even the figure that he paid himself per month. I really think it was $9,000 per month. That is the sin, and that is evidence that Dr. Hubert Minnis practiced corruption. You see, corruption is anything that a man say or does, right, that erodes certain principles. Noel Ingram, because I went to see Hubert Ingram. I went to see Hubert Ingram to ask him, man, what this is. And Mr. Ingram sucked his teeth as he looked up in the sky, and he said, man, I told Minnis to divest himself of the contract. But Minnis was greedy. Minnis was all for me, baby. Minnis wasn't concerned about setting the example and stamping out corruption. He did not. Yet he now argues that he needs a second chance. Minnis didn't get his piece of the lard, his piece of the fat, his piece of the grease. What else he wants? And that is why I'm begging Prime Minister Philip Davis to tell all FNMs who have quietly supported him that they can return and rescue the Free National Movement from Dr. Minnis. What do you think about that, my spiritual advisor?
Well, I mean, it is Hubert Ingram who placed Dr. Minnis in a very strategic position to take over the FNM. He placed him in a safe seat, number one. He placed him in Kalani. He won it, and he became Prime Minister. So, you got to blame Papa for everything, eh? And then he, in a very disparaging way, he said something that he should not have said, not at that time. I think he was doing a convention, the Minnis era. The Ingram era is over. You remember him saying that?
Yeah.
When did he say that?
He said that in the by-election, after Mr. Ingram had resigned. There was a by-election held in North Abaco, and there was a particular candidate that the FNM named, and it was then that Minnis went for the kill politically when he hurt the feelings of more than 65% of the FNM. Our feelings were hurt. Man, you hurt my feelings? Anyway,
Ingram era is over.
let's organize. After all, Dr. Dwayne Sands say that Dr. Hubert Minnis' era is finished. It's over. It's Ali. It's powerful. Minnis is finished. Let's vote him out on Saturday. God save the king. I'll be right back in a moment. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. What time is it, Bradley?
It's 5:30, so I guess we're gonna invite callers to call in. The number is 323-7775. We're at the calling segment. 698-0775, 698-0776. So call us if you want to engage us. If you want to talk about the budget, the proposed budget, 2024, 2025, crime, whatever it is you want to talk about. Feel free to engage us. The numbers are 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. All right. So, what do you have on your mind, Sandra?
Well, I think it is so interesting.
You got a call? Sorry about that, Sandra. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hey, Mr. Rowan.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Okay, great.
I'm from Freeport. Listen, I have a concern. Do you know this summer is going to be one that is on record?
Let's say him so.
Already there's over 103 degrees once or twice for this month. I would think that a good idea is that, you know, all of these gyms throughout the country,
Yes.
Nassau and Freeport,
Yes.
others, I think it's a good idea to save people lives that open up them gym and turn them air conditioning on. All the old people, people who can't afford air conditioning, don't have air conditioning. You understand? Or it's going to be a very, as far as that goes. Do you agree with me on it?
It's a brilliant idea. I love your idea. Who is your member of parliament?
I get all of them. My name is John.
Well,
Crazy Tom Stern, what's his name? In Freeport.
okay. Well, speak to your MPs and push the idea. It's a brilliant idea.
But I want you to have this on record. Say that Mr. Kemp warned you about that.
Mr.
It's going
Kemp.
to be devastating. Hear me?
Mr. Kemp, what is your first name?
Edmund Kemp Sr.
Edmund Kemp.
A whole air conditioned man.
Okay. Well, I
went to Cuba the other day and got my eyes sorted out. You may call it.
Wow.
How is it coming on?
I can see from here that
Man, don't talk no nonsense.
From Abaco to Andrew. God is best.
Wow.
Listen, I'm so happy.
It's a great
I'm so
testimony.
happy. God is
That's
good.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
take care now.
Thank you, Mark.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
That's good reports. He went to
absolutely.
Cuba. He
Get
got
his
his
eyes
eyes fixed. So let's register and let's be patient.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello,
Good afternoon, Call. You're live.
good afternoon. I have a concern with the Princess Margaret Hospital, right?
Okay.
I have a relative in the hospital, and every medicine the patient needs, they call the family member to come and bring the medicine. Why? I want to find out for the Minister of Health. Why is there no medication in the hospital for the patient? And y'all check that out, please.
Don't leave me yet. I want to test you. Name me one medication that they ask her family to get.
As simple as Imodium AD.
Imodium.
Really?
Imodium AD.
They don't have
Imodium
that?
AD.
They
Okay.
don't have, that's right. And they don't have the.
Give me another. Give me.
Providing that the PC's going.
Give me
They don't
another
have that.
one.
They have nothing in there.
Give me another one.
Another one?
Yeah.
I can't remember what else. The thing that you use to bring the lungs back into position that it should begin.
Uh-huh.
That's the third one, and that's other things that I can't recall right now.
Okay, and then you was telling me about a bag. What kind of bag that was?
I know what you call it, the bag with the stool usually go in.
You talking about the nanny bag?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, all right. I'll tell Doctor.
Tell them they gotta do better.
I'll tell Dr. Dowell about it, but in recent time, I've had a number of people who have been misleading me, and that's why I'm putting people to a test. I had a woman who complained to me, and then immediately I dispatch people to where she claimed to be, and it turned out to be not true.
Well, I don't do call, so I just call. I had to call because the PLP government have to do better, and I am a PLP. They have to do better.
This is powerful. I thank you very much. I shall let Dr. Dowell know, and
Yes, sir.
you need to find out when is the next PLP council meeting, so you can go to the council and tell all them stalwart councillors what is going on. And I'm certain they will start rowing to get it fixed, okay?
Okay, so thank you.
All right, thank you, caller.
Well,
Do well is
Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom House Call Your Life.
Hey, it's Rachel Advisor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, you good?
Yeah, man, ready hanging in.
Hey, Rodney Monko, what's good, my brother?
Rachel, sir.
This is Mr. Morley here.
Okay.
Are you Molly from the F&M?
Yeah, of course.
How is
The
Doc?
sun,
How
the
is
sun.
Doc coming? Is he rocking?
Rocking? Man, they're rocking the bottom of the water right now.
You're not supporting Doc?
No. You see, well, I know who you supporting. You with Papa.
Make it say it loud. Who I with?
You with Papa.
This is powerful. Now
And Papa is Pintad.
this is powerful. Now who are you supporting?
Well, wherever my Papa go, I would Papa do.
This is powerful.
But I must commend Minister standing up against Papa. But he's standing up by himself.
Okay.
Because for the sake of the country, we don't want Doc.
Really?
Those F&Ms who are standing with Hubert Minnis are the ones who benefited, and only them themselves.
Okay.
And I could call names, but I don't do that. But you know who they are, eh?
Well, no, I'm not sure who they
One
are.
other garbage. Well, we used to sit down all the time to get around a place like Fish Fry Man, Monka. You know, the big fat fella with the garbage truck and landscaping.
The man from Black Village who has a garbage truck, he is black and
No,
very,
not that one. The
very
next
slim.
right one who used to be a policeman.
I can't think of who you mean.
Man, I can call you later and tell you the name, man.
I would have preferred if you had said it on TV.
Trying to
No,
move?
but you don't get set me up.
Okay.
I'm a politician just like you know.
Okay, well, you can call me and let
But-
me know.
But listen what it can be.
But, yeah.
It'll be Pintad on Saturday.
You think Pintide could beat
It will
Doc?
be Pintad. You see, let me tell you something. Cuban is a spiteful man, you know. You know what he's going to do?
What is he going to
He
do?
becomes leader of the F&M and the Prime Minister of the Bahamas.
Yeah.
He will not just victimize PLDs, you know. He will try and kill us F&Ms who stood up and spoke
Wow.
out against him.
But listen,
He's a mean man.
well, there's a way to get him. You know, you can do what I do. I remain a faithful F&M. I use the torch, went to the pole, and I catch crab.
That's what I did.
You're brilliant.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm from the old school, man. You
Yeah.
don't forget now. We used to hang out every day, you know.
That is true.
We used to hang out every day.
That
And
is
see,
true.
that's why I look at this and I laugh.
That
Only
is true.
person believe that Hubert Minnis will win on Saturday is Hubert Minnis.
Really?
He's the only one.
Really?
Those old geriatric knuckleheads who following him, they in a different planet. Because
Okay.
the public themselves,
Do you think, though, that if he wins, he can bring unity to the party, or will
no,
the
it
party?
won't happen.
Okay.
See why it won't happen? Remember now, my friend Don Sanders, God bless his soul, oh Lord. But anyway, remember that meeting at the council meeting at the Free National Movement headquarters when there were many supporters from Garden Hills raising Cane outside,
Yes.
and Don was out there trying to resolve the matter and all that.
Right.
Those are the Minnesites.
Really?
That was them who was getting side of the road contract, painting contract. Man, they was triple and quadruple dipping.
Really?
That's what they want again.
So,
They greedy.
so Minnis had
Hoggish.
a lot of corruption going on then.
Of course.
Okay.
Hey, don't forget now, his son ain't just a baby killer.
No.
Someone got the
Hang up
thing
on
with
that
the- with the
Negro.
COVID thing, you know.
Hang up on that Negro. There is no evidence of what he said. He's only charged, and no court, no jury has convicted him. And to the extent that he may be offended, I apologize. But they're all F&Ms. But I apologize. Next
You
caller.
any callers holding? Welcome to Freedom House Call Your Life.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Samantha,
Hello.
how are you? It's spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
You all right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Did you all listen to the budget debate today?
Well, somewhat. A portion of it.
Listen, Mr. Manka,
Yes.
you can't beat what my Prime Minister on the table today.
Wow.
Especially rental.
Yes.
For those people who really cannot afford to purchase a home for themselves,
Yes.
man, listen here, Mr. Manka.
Yes.
I don't care what nobody say concerning my Prime Minister, Mr. Philip Brave Davis.
Yes.
We are going in a second term.
Wow.
You hear me?
I hear you.
The Prime Minister even brought out with a new hospital what we're going to have.
Really?
Oh, yes, we're going to have a first-class hospital.
Okay.
He's going to fix all the airports.
Wow.
He's going to make sure all the family islands have their clinics are being fixed.
Yes.
Healthcare and
Yes.
education.
Yes.
Mr. Prime Minister is looking out for the health care of the Bahamian people.
This is beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm happy to hear this report from you.
Yes, sir, this is coming from South Beach.
You live in South Beach.
Oh, yes.
This is powerful.
Bacchus Roll. Bacchus Roll.
Bacchus rule.
Yes, yes.
Hold on to
yes.
Bacchus.
Oh, yeah, I can't hold on to nobody else but Bacchus.
Hold on to Bacchus. I thank
I
you.
got to thank my Prime Minister
Yes.
and the rest of the New Day team
Yes.
for doing a magnificent job over the 3.5 years. Lots of sleepless nights
Yes.
trying to put this budget debate together.
Right.
Thank you, Prime Minister, and I love you.
Wow. God bless you, my sister.
Yes, sir. Rent to own is coming for the Bahamian
Rent
people.
to own.
Jet ski riders is going to own their own jet skis. You can say they got like this in the Bahamas.
This is powerful.
This is powerful.
This is powerful.
Powerful.
I thank you, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next caller.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello.
Go ahead, call you live.
Good day. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling just to elaborate on the PMA situation.
Yes.
Then, when my dad was in the hospital, so like we had to actually go and buy medication for him too.
Really?
Yeah.
And what medications did you buy for your dad?
Like an eye drop and stuff. Because
Okay.
he had surgery on his eye. And they told us we have to buy the eye drop for him because they don't have it
Okay.
at the pharmacy at this time.
Okay. Well, do you know that they run out of eye drop from time to time? See,
That's fine.
I know.
But then they
See, I know because I take eye drops,
Mhm.
and from time to time they run out, and so it may mean that I may have to go all over Nassau to the various clinics to see if I
Okay.
could get a little bit. But your point is well taken. I shall convey to Dr. Davil so that we can make sure that medication is there, okay?
Okay, sir.
You're a wonderful citizen. Thank you very much.
Now, you guys have a great day, okay?
Okay, we shall, and you do well.
All right.
Okay.
Take care. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, good day, spiritual advisor, Mr. Monica. Good day to you all.
Sir.
Yes.
Yes, I was listening to one of the callers earlier. He used the word geriatric.
Right.
And to me, that explains both the PLD and the FNMD.
Okay.
We need new leaders in there, young, fresh minds with new ideas.
Name me a new leader with young, fresh mind.
With a young, fresh mind, the COI with the leader, Mr. Lincoln Bean.
Lincoln is new.
Yes, he's younger than the members of both the FNM and the PLD.
How old is Lincoln?
I don't know his age.
He was born in 1974. Now guess it.
1974. Well, Mr. Monkey, he should be 50-something there.
Okay, that's half 100.
Yeah, but he still has some new innovative ideas for this country. And I've been sitting back and watching a lot of these teams take his ideas and try to make it theirs.
So are you suggesting that he should hide his ideas from the public?
Not necessarily you have to come out there and explain to the people what he have intention of doing
Well, isn't he doing that?
to get that support.
Didn't he do it in West End, Grand Bahama?
If he did what?
Did he not discuss his plans in West End, Grand Bahama?
Yes, he did. But Mr. Mongo, what you got to realize, we and the people
what did the
have
people
been
do?
mentally programmed from back in the day. All we know is PLP and FNF.
Really?
Yes, that's all we've been mentally programmed. When it ain't there for them, it's the PLP. When it ain't the PLP, it's there for them. That's just like John Canoe.
Okay.
If it ain't the
Okay.
Saxon, it's the Valley.
Okay.
So we need to break that. We need to break that chain, that mental slavery chain. We need to break that in order for us to reap the benefits of this country that we entitled to.
How do you think we can break?
Who running this country right now?
Yeah, but how do you do that?
We go to the polls, and vote.
Yeah, but you all did so, and the majority of the people still elected the PLP.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's those people who still enslaved by mental slavery.
But that can't be true because I'm a liberated citizen. I'm an F&M, and I voted PLP.
Yeah, that was your choice, Mr. Monica.
This is
What you
true.
got to realize too, you got a new generation coming now,
Okay.
and they're looking for help.
Okay.
They're looking for hope in their own country.
Okay. Well, I thank you.
Benefiting more than us in our own country.
I thank
And I
you.
ain't just talking about Haitians. You got Haitians, Jamaicans, Africans, Filipinos, Cubans.
Okay.
Every nationality you would name right now here in the Bahamas, and they benefiting more than the people.
And you think Lincoln could solve that?
If we put some fresh minds in there,
Yeah.
the sky is the limit.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much. And if you see Lincoln Bain, tell him I send my regards, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do well, comrade. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just say a few words before I ask all this question.
Okay.
Tell that gentleman who just talked to you all just now, I knows about that man very well. He in my, I'll call it so-called constituency because he don't know where he want to run to begin with. And we need a different person from him to run that party what he talking about because they're never going nowhere with that party. He have them fooled about this money. I ain't know where they get the money from. Tell them go in Africa and dig in the cave. You might find some there. All right. Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
I have this to ask you. And I know you live in the area. You pass across Prince William College just about every day. I think
Yes.
you live someplace down that way. You see what's happening to that traffic light by Zion Boulevard and Blue Hill Road. On the light, say no turning arrow, and you have on the road that they have turning arrows. Could you all put some sense in those people, the road traffic, to get that sorted out?
Go ahead. Where's this again now?
Zion Boulevard by
Uh-huh.
Prince Will and Blue Hill Road.
Right.
They make the marker on the road to make
Yes,
the turn,
yes. So when
and nothing on the light above.
right. So
That's a confusion there because so many accidents I see almost happen there.
yeah. So when you headed east on Carpenter Road and you reach Blue Hill Road, there's an arrow. There's a lane that takes you to go south on Blue Hill Road, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you come from the opposite way, it's
But-
the same thing to go north.
Yeah,
on
but there's no
Blue Road.
arrows on those lights. Absolutely, yes. I will take photos of that and send that to road traffic. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
I want
Thank
to
you.
apologize because that happened under us, the F&M.
But I wonder who it happened under. All I'm concerned to get it correct.
Well, my spiritual advisor is going to make sure that the PLP corrects it. That's the point I'm making. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much,
Thank
caller.
you very much.
All right.
Are there true reports that Renwick Wells is not well?
I think I saw stuff on social media that suggests that Brandon Wells may not be doing well. We don't know the extent of the reports. And of course,
This is some political mischief.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
You know, but if it is, so we're hoping for his speedy recovery. I'm sorry about that, Miss Medusa. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mr. Michael.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm good.
What's on your mind? What is on your mind?
I just wanted to call and ask Minister Bakery with Minister Pincott and Minister Minnis.
What did you wanted to find out about them? Help me. Repeat it again, please. What did she say, Mr. Producer? Okay. Hello, Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
how you doing?
We are fine. How are you?
I'm a first-time caller, and I'm one of the women there.
Woman, do you really accept my leadership?
Yes, long time.
Well, you better pray for me because I'm not well, okay?
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
I'm just calling about the hospital.
Okay.
We as Bahamians complain about the hospital, but when it comes down to pay our bills, we don't pay our bills.
Right.
So some of us have thousands of dollars owed in the hospital, but we don't want to pay it.
Right.
So we need to stop complaining and start paying our bills. So the hospital can have the money.
Plus, the PLP is building us a brand new hospital.
Yeah.
So
that money would we owe the hospital now could fix up the old one and have build a new one.
That is true. You're wonderful. I'm so happy that you accept my leadership. You are a
Long
brilliant
time.
woman. You are brilliant. Thank you very much, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
323-777-5.
Afternoon.
Hello, my dear. What's on your...
Hi, I don't know what happened to the phone. I think the phone cut out.
Okay.
Okay, I was calling to ask to see when is the big day between Minister Pentad and Minister Minnis.
It is on Saturday. Saturday coming, which is the 1st of June.
Yes, sir, and all my prayers are with Minister Pentad.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
You must kiss each of them for me and then give them a Freedom March salute.
Yes, sir.
And you tell them that I thank them for supporting Pintard and rejecting Minnis, okay?
Yes, sir. Nobody wants Minnis.
This is powerful.
In the Bahamas, he stopped the pension, like if your husband or wife died.
Yes.
He stopped the pension where you can't get any money.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I'm going to hold him accountable for
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
I thank you, and one day I hope to see you run in politics, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do well, my dear. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Take care. Enjoy.
We
You
shall.
too.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Well, I think it's prophetic that the baby children them recognize that their parents are rejecting Dr. Minnis's leadership, and this child has revealed an evil strategy of Dr. Minnis, where when, according to her, your spouse died, Minnis didn't even want to pay. Minnis, don't you think you should have set a better example for the children then? Anyway, one day they shall rise up and they will accept the leadership of Philip Rave Davis. And this is powerful. Any more calls?
Yes. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, sir. I'm very glad.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm going to get on the show, you know.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm a planning specialist. I want to talk about, and I'm not doing the process on the island.
You want to talk about what?
Natural resources.
Natural resources.
The market plan.
Okay. What about the natural resources?
I'm going to talk about it concerning the value and the money that can be made, which has been hired to do, but I'm not doing it because they're not working with the client that they should.
Okay, well, tell us something about the natural resources.
Okay, the orchid plant can be used for medicine purposes and also for aromatic oils, perfume.
Which plant?
I'm dealing with the orchid.
Okay, the orchid.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Welcome to Freedom March. Oh, he's still there.
Yeah. Hello?
Go ahead, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. You're live. You got 30 seconds.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is my first time calling.
Welcome.
Yes.
And I agree with the lady who called just before, talking about the hospital.
Yes.
I must agree that we in the Bahamas get service. I mean, at that hospital, I will not complain. If I have to buy a medication or whatever, as a senior citizen, I get good service. When I go my private doctor, I don't get as good service as I get at PMH. The lady talked about those bags.
Yes.
A lot of people on those bikes, and I have a relative who was on one of those. It was very, very expensive.
Right.
It's like $80 odd. Government cannot afford that.
Wow.
I had to buy it, but it was a pleasure because if everyone has that same problem, how could you afford to pay up to $80 or
$80 for nanny bag?
So we should not complain too much about Margaret Hospital.
Okay.
I visited recently from a private doctor, and I am quite satisfied.
Listen, call
with the
me
service
tomorrow.
I got.
I have to say goodbye.
Call
me tomorrow. Listen, the PLP is building us a brand new hospital, okay? To F&Ms everywhere. Saturday is D-Day. You're voting against Menace. This is powerful. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. Pray for me, everybody.